Welcome back to the Twin Chickens podcast. We got myself, Arty 3000, and we got the big boy, the Sean one, the number one, Adino.
How's it going?
Yo, what's up?
Lots.
Yeah, we have a lot to catch up on and talk about, actually.
Dude,
I'm very excited.
This weekend was insane.
Yes, we will catch up after this little intro that I created just for you. By the way, all of these videos are just for you.
A word from our sponsor, Shadow Red Legend.
Yeah. Click down the link below, get 20 points off, and yep, cool.
Man, you gonna have to run, bro.
What?
Come on, this way. Come on, back up, man. Back up.
Cool.
Runs back towards.
Cool, welcome back. Yeah, dude, oh my god. Seriously? If I was a kid, I would never do that.
I feel like I've probably done stupid things like that, running back towards the fireworks.
Yeah.
Parents yelling at me.
Honestly, like, that was me every freaking time. Has there been experience with you?
Actually, I was, out of all my cousins, whenever I'd go over to my great aunt's house for 4th of July stuff, I'd be like the most responsible one of the cousins, so they'd allow me to have like the lighters and stuff.
Right.
And I would still like share the lighters with cousins and stuff, but I was more cautious and like in tune with like how fire works than my cousins, just like flames everywhere.
Yeah, sparklers and all that good shit. Back when I was in Texas, I was in Texas, my cousin had a dirt bike. And you already know where this is going. Like, Arty was like, yeah, I thought it was hot shit or whatever. You know, I was trying to ride it every once in a while, and I think my sister wanted to go on a ride with me, so I took her to like the convenience store, came back, and I was like, oh, I got the hang of this. I could ride this fucking thing easy, no problem. I tried to do a donut, and they have a ranch, so I tried to do the donut, and like, there's a certain way to do it, and I didn't do it right, and I floored the gas, and I let go of the bike, and it went straight to the fucking barn, and just destroyed it. That's the kind of kid I am. Surprise. Anyway, let's catch up with the week.
What did you do this week, man?
Dude, so much. Let's start with you. I forgot.
Well, actually, this week or this.
I know what I did, but you first. Yeah.
I had my first full week of dropped out of school and.
Yes, which we're going to talk about in depth in this episode.
And so I didn't get to do like 6 hours every day, but. Averaged out, it was about 6 hours.
Yep.
And it was phenomenal. It felt great.
The compound effect of applying yourself is insane.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't done this. I've been drawn for a while because I've been so fucking busy with life in general as well. Like, just this whole month has been insane for so much that's happened. But for you,
absolutely, dropping
out of school, are you freaking kidding me? Who does that? I did that.
Yeah, man.
I did that as well. I want to know exactly your mindset, where you were, and what made that decision. I'll tell you mine real quick. I was living in the apartments with my sister and her fiance, now husband, and I was in like this space where financial aid wasn't an option for me anymore. I was already taking a class. I was already invested, like going to school already. Like, I was a weekend, right? And it was like, either I come up with $1,000 to pay for tuition, which I didn't have. I was working at Chipotle, and that obviously didn't pay. It paid for my rent, but it didn't pay for everything. And I was like in this terrible downward spiral. Oh no, I was working at Zupa, sorry. And I was in this terrible downward spiral of like not making enough money and wanting to break out of the scene to become financially independent. You know, I was doing a bunch of stuff like Amway, working 2 shifts and working doubles, and it didn't amount to anything. So I saw this YouTube video, and you know how like Google picks up on everything, like you talk about cabbages, and now your whole feed is cabbages, etc. So same thing, right? Same shit. I was like, dude, I need to find out some way so I can become financially independent. And then this video came out of like, do you wish to become financially independent on YouTube? And then like I watched the thing, even though it didn't apply to me going out on YouTube. It's more the fact of like I wanted to become financially independent. And it just spoke to me in a way that no other video spoke to me. No other person could ever tell me. Nothing ever spoke to me. And by the way, I never went with the program, but for what I got from it, I didn't pay a thing. It's beautiful. I just got the message.
Hell yeah.
And the message, and as I was telling my sister, like, that morning of, my sister comes up to me and she says, "Aren't you going to go to school?" And I'm like, "I think I'm going to drop out. I just can't do it." Now I can. But the decision was to drop out, and what made it okay for me was that I could pursue my art career, which is what I was going to become. I was going to become an art major and become an art teacher, and then all that stuff. I could do that without having to go to school. So that's what made it okay for me to start doing to do that. And so I dropped out of my classes. I couldn't do financial aid, obviously, and none of my classes from when I went to Mankato transferred over to our college that went over. So it's like not all of these things were just not clicking, and it just was the most rational thing for me to do. I didn't have a grant. I didn't have any money that actually could support me on that level. I didn't have parents that could actually support me in any front, like at all. Well, that's why I dropped out. But
yeah,
for you, my guy.
And I guess I had bounced around a bit for like different degrees and stuff. I had finished my generals way back, but most recently this past endeavor of doing cybersecurity.
Yep.
My last semester, I had really good grades for like 4 straight years of college or whatever, but this past semester was decent. Got like B's and stuff, and then like a D or 2. But it was kind of that point where the option to like switch to something else kind of was taking over, and so I definitely didn't apply myself and was definitely focusing more on music.
Right.
And the whole idea for the following semester was to transfer and do mechatronics, like a hands-on kind of thing.
But I remember you were telling me that, but you hadn't started the career yet. You were thinking about it.
And so looking more into it, and I got some advising sessions and all that shit, and then the stupidest thing is they advertised for it to be completely online. You buy like this kit and you have your tools and you just do the stuff online.
Right.
And these jackasses on the advising session like, no, it's not at all possible. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is it
advertised then?
And
that's bullshit.
So I had a meeting with my parents, and it was kind of a come to Jesus moment, but like I was like kind of either out of options, and my parents were believed in me enough to be able to pursue doing music that my dad gave me kind of almost an ultimatum of like, the only way you're gonna drop out right now is if you are practicing all day and pursuing piano, but you have to do it here at their house.
Why?
So that he could see that I'm actually doing the work and not just jerking off at my house or some shit.
Interesting.
And so
that is a great dude. You have the best parents. Like, I don't mean to like really oversell them, but dude, they are literally the best parents.
And it's great that it's also motivational. Like, not being in the same place. I lost myself several times being at home, like for school during COVID and all that stuff, because you're always in the same environment. You get no change, but going somewhere for like a work or a different space is so much more helpful. And so doing that every day now for this past week has been amazing.
So you go to your parents every day now to practice. Okay.
And
so
also
not
it's a grand piano and not just my digital piano.
Right, which is a completely different thing.
Absolutely.
I mean, some digital pianos like this Kawhi here does a decent, like a really good job where like you can take this on stage and you wouldn't.
Absolutely.
It would work with
these Kawhis, like I have a similar one, but still it's just not
when you have that
analog acoustic instrument.
The feel, the textures, the sounds. I totally agree. So
absolutely.
So then what you did is that you got your parents to back you up on this. And it wasn't like you were asking them to. They were like, no, we will allow you to if you do this.
Yeah.
What if you were like, I mean, it's not only like the best way to like keep you committed and motivated, because it's what's going to help you out in the end. Do they see like an end result for you? Do they know where your path is going to lead you to?
Yeah, actually it's super cool. My dad is acting as my booking agent manager, and so he already started off like 2 months ago. He just called Menards one day and got me that job. And so we have this like
it's just like extended practice for you right now anyway.
And so it's super cool. Right now I'm building set and actually recording more like cover videos just to have as material, so that when I'm being advertised or like he calls different places, he says I don't have to do jack for like calling places. He'll get me the stuff. I just have to focus on my skills. Because when you got to show up, you got to show up. Yeah.
To impress,
so,
absolutely.
just getting all of that in order. And in the next week, it was supposed to be September, so maybe just a little bit longer, but he's going to start calling places, and I'll be getting different gigs very soon.
Yeah, by the way, I'm one of the few people, but I'm one of the people that support you in general in life, whatever. I'm the guy that gives you likes on TikToks at 1 a.m. because I just care. Like the one last night.
I appreciate that.
You were in the twin chicken shirt.
Yeah.
I'm that guy.
Hell yeah.
So whatever you need, my guy, I have so much love and admiration for you that whatever you need, I'll be there for you.
I appreciate you.
I am wanted in the state of Canada and New York, so just keep that in mind.
We'll avoid those places.
Yeah, other than that, whatever you need, my guy, I got you. But look, dude, it's the most liberating thing, and I give this message out to anyone because honestly, that's the biggest thing, right? When you're lost in life or you're just working like a 9-to-5 and you don't know where your life is going to take you, you don't know what's going to happen the next day, but you're miserable. You're just fucking miserable that you're working this restaurant job or this, etc., retail, whatever the fuck, and you're miserable and you just don't know why. And my philosophy has always been from working from Chipotles to Zupas, you're not doing what you're meant to be doing.
And my whole mindset and life has changed in the past 3 months from May and April or whatever of being in a cubicle dead job and not sure if I'm even going to be doing school. I'm going to be even more in debt and fucking my life over, to being able to do what I want all day, supported by my family and friends, already getting paid with a job, doing it, paid practice, playing 6 hours a day, and having fun, partying out, hanging with friends, significant others, and all that shit.
And by the way, that is
fun stuff.
That is not to say it doesn't come with its own caveats, because this is not a lifestyle that anyone could achieve, by the way. This is a very things have just opened up for you, and it's not something I've been trying to do this for years, but you can't just get there without the support and everything that you have. There are people that are going to want to try to do this, but they can't. And it's not an attainable thing. So what you have, don't take it for granted. It's a beautiful thing, and it doesn't happen to everyone, and probably happens to a lot of other people that I just don't know about. But I don't know a single person that is able to follow their dreams, be financially supported, independent or dependently, and is able to live their dream every day. I don't know many people that do that.
It's a total game changer. I get to wake up every day, or especially on my way to and from my parents' house in Menards, I get to tell myself I'm living my dream.
Well, your dream's only just begun.
Only begun, and that's the coolest fucking part.
Yeah.
That it's just so cool to feel, I guess, I wouldn't say happy, but so content with where I'm at in life right now.
Well, what would you tell those people? Like I was saying, this isn't going to happen for everyone, and not a lot of people will ever get this chance to ever do that. Would you give any advice to someone who could possibly use some of your wisdom to maybe I want to play piano, or maybe I want to play guitar for a living? Do you have any piece of advice that you would want to give someone that you don't know them at all, but this is what's gonna make me happy? Just being financially independent, doing what I love to do.
Being confident in yourself to say no to other things. I overbook myself because I try to do all of it at once. Yeah. And it's necessary to say no to people. I've had to cut plenty of people out of my life because I can't and don't have the time, because I know of what I want and who I want in my life, and it's definitely narrowed down. I only hang out with about 4 people: you, my bandmates, and my female friend. It's that's all the people I hang out with. So anybody else is just on the rare occasion that I'm out somewhere else.
And by the way, that's what we call what I was telling you about earlier, the focus mentality. Actually pursuing your dream, not just fantasizing
and having
about
the dedication to push yourself. It's still very hard. My dad hasn't been at home for the past 2 days, but I still been pushing myself to practice and stuff. So it's easier when people are around, so I get my shit together.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But to have that dedication, and I think either meditating and also having your own drive, you need to be able to push yourself and always strive for better. And without that, there's no direction.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, it's literally this whole month, like I was saying, it changed my life dramatically. I think I've kind of told you guys already from the band that I was looking for a drummer for like the longest time. It was on my whiteboard, just the one behind you there. Every month I have a goal or whatever I want to do, right? And for the longest time, it was like probably 10 years looking for a drummer. Couldn't find one. This month alone, I found 3. Like, son of a bitch. Like, how does this happen? Like I said, I didn't know what to do, but as I started looking into like the musician app, right, of like how to like find local musicians, how to like just get out there.
Yeah.
And initially, I wanted to go to bars and just be like, play a little bit. Hey, guys, this is my style. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a drummer who's looking to fucking join. It wasn't by chance that it was after I went to you guys' show, after I went to the Two Shots Down show, and I'm like, this is where I should have been all these years, but everything in my life has pulled me to a position where that's just impossible. I just can't do it. So I've worked so much just creating these opportunities where I would go to work and I would come back and I would work on my second project, being making paintings to sell, making music, anything that I can become financially independent. And slowly I started to like deviate myself from my passions and actually started looking towards like what can make me profit, because I stopped looking at my passions. You know what I mean? So it wasn't until like I saw your show and I'm like, this is where I need to fucking be. This is what I know is going to make me happy. I'm one of the few people in the world that I know of, besides you and like a couple other people, that know exactly what they want in life and are just working every day to do it. I'm one of the few people that I know, like, I don't know many people, let's just say it that way. I don't know many people that are like goal driven like that when they get home, they're ready to fucking work, or they're ready to do something to achieve their dreams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, that's always been like a thing. When I get home, I don't sleep sometimes because of that. I don't have any direction. I'm just doing what I think some other people have found success, and I break down what like successful people have done and how to create this, whatever, anything. I break that shit down. But this whole month, I looked for a drummer on an app, and then, we had I think I talked to you first. I will say, hey, Aaron's in the studio, by the way. You can't see him, but he's in the studio. I talked to Aaron, hey, let's do a little jams. I want to get together, because I met with Yoshi first. I'm like, dude, I'm looking for a bassist. And then Yoshi's like, we coming up every other day to practice up here.
Good stuff.
And we were like, it's so frustrating that we don't have a drummer, and that's like the hardest thing. So then I contacted Aaron, and Aaron's like, dude, let's come jam. And that's the day where we had band practice with him and Graham, and we just got a feel for each other. And my biggest hesitation for the longest time is I didn't want to take Aaron away from you guys, because what I'm doing is a lifelong project. That's what's going to be, it's going to do a lot of things, and it's going to be as big, if not even bigger than what, I'm not trying to toot my own horn too early, but.
No, but it's amazing. I mean? You need that, that confidence and drive in yourself to know that you want to be there and you will be there, and it's that vision that will take you there. If there's no confidence in yourself, I know exactly where that goes, because without that lack of confidence, that was me 5 years ago. My dad wanted me to pursue piano for the longest time, and I was like, it's all right. And I was definitely a very negative child. Like I was, I don't know, maybe happy enough, I guess. But whenever it would come to doing something or being told to do something, I need to do it my own way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm the same way.
But having a clear vision and taking the time to map it out in your head or see it, actually close your eyes and see it, is so important. Yeah,
to manifest it. And for me, I have all the confidence in the world. You've known me for the longest time. I don't give a fuck about whatever. I just don't have a clear direction, and I needed to be as respectful as possible to respect your band, and like obviously achieving like another drummer or finding whatever the fuck. I wanted to walk this fine line of not being an asshole. I'm like, oh, Aaron, come over here, fuck those guys. I'm not that kind of guy. So I'm glad that we've found this very balanced, harmonious thing. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah, no.
And I always say, like, I'm thankful for
I'm so glad
this.
It worked out.
Yeah, and honestly, dude. So
like elite bullshit as the bridge.
yeah,
Like it feels all connected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All connected.
it's fucking beautiful, man. I love it, man. I love it so much. So with that being said, and I think it comes down to manifesting it as you go on. So like I said, I have a whiteboard, but working on like my drawings. I haven't been home at all, and when I'm home, like just today, like I didn't even have time to draw. I was gonna draw right before you came in, and then as soon as I got ready to draw, and then boom, I'm here. Like shit, you know what I mean? Which is fine. It's just I know that like when winter comes, which fall is always my time where I'm like I worked so much, and now I'm taking 2 months off to just work on everything. Finally get to fucking work 8 to whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
I just take 3 months off, and it's the fucking best. I look forward to fall the most, and winter's like my fucking
I'm
best.
excited for you, man, to like
Yeah.
stop working and just be able to dedicate your time.
Yeah, that's why like I'm pushing myself now to do that, and right now it's just getting everything in a places. So the reason why I'm not home is because like I go to the when I am home, like I'll have a day to like work with Yoshi or work with Blake to work on parts of the band. And yesterday we just had like a spontaneous show a jam session at Graham's house.
Good stuff.
We were able to do band practice there. I'm like, oh, this is fucking perfect. Well, I can't miss these opportunities because we just grow as a band together the more we can get together,
Definitely.
So I just couldn't miss it. Like those are the things where like as much as I want to be drawing or painting, there's just more important things to right now. So I know it's like it's not there, but I just miss it. Like, oh, I haven't had time for myself because this whole week is packed. Tomorrow I'm gonna be working with Yoshi on bass parts. Thursday I'm seeing Shang-Chi. I'm doing a review for that. Friday I'm gonna see it again with Lorenzo. Saturday's open for a car repair that I've been needing to do for months now. Whatever fucking comes along, shit like that. Like every day just fucking has something to it, and it gets to the point where like I just need a fucking month.
Yeah.
I just need a month to put my shit in order.
Any closing thoughts before we take a video and
Yeah.
then maybe go over our week, what we did?
I never drink alcohol, and I just did. So yeah. We're both legally adults.
Legally blonde.
Yeah, so I'm not drinking. Like when we had our show at we had a basement show a couple weeks ago. I drank so much that I pretty much almost blacked out, and I shouldn't have drank that much. Basically, balancing the life of a rock star is it's pretty
That's
great.
a fine line.
Yeah, just keep your clothes on. I guess that's the best advice I got. Anyway, moving on to the next one. We have quite a few to show, and I'll show these all at the end here as time goes on. But for right now, I have this little guy.
Long neck, that's the last water in the world!
These are all for you, by the way. So obviously, you're not that guy. But dude, did you see how ripped he was?
Jacked, man.
Oh my god. How do you work out?
I do.
Yeah, I need to start.
Yeah, I actually recently bought 25. I feel like it's been a couple years. I definitely was nowhere near where I am right now.
Right.
I couldn't even lift 15-pounder.
I have a 10
dumbbells.
pounder in my car.
And then
Just random.
recently, over the past year, was using 20-pounders, and now I'm feeling very comfortable using 25 weights.
Mm-hmm.
And I found some new techniques to start developing my chest, so hopefully I can start filling out more.
Is that what you're trying to do? Is just work? Like, I'm also trying to work just this chest area. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck about the rest.
And also, I'm attempting to eat more. My goal is to get 2,500 calories a day, but that's definitely really hard to do.
How
and
so? That's
financially.
so easy to do.
It requires money and time to eat, and with my busy life...
What's your budget a week? I'll give you this whole thing right now.
I try to keep, like $300 a month if I can for food.
That's really
so that'd be
that's
like,
pretty decent, I'd say.
It's like probably close to $70 a week. I can't do math right now.
All right, if we look at my fridge, we obviously know it's pretty empty, right? So what I've done is I bought fish fillet, filet fish, filet mignon, just fillet fish, shrimp and pork chops. So for my intake, you know how much rice is? Like just like a half a cup of rice, and it becomes 2 cups or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
dude, that's a lot of fucking calories just on rice that costs like $2 for a fucking bag.
And I'm super happy with like, how cheap eggs are. I've been having like 3 to 4 eggs every morning.
That's what I'm fucking
And it's
saying.
so easy to make eggs and motivate myself to do that. It's the other meals that I struggle with.
Like at the lunch and dinner time, right?
Because I'm always doing something in the evening, so I usually go out to eat, which I need to back that way down. I'm spending way too much money.
You have to definitely not do that. What I've done is just create my like I eat big breakfast, big lunch, and if I'm really like if I'm just dying, I'll have like a subtle dinner. Like I just had pozole, just subtle dinner, but rare.
Yeah.
Now I've just tried to cut dinner out, and then just have like a diet or not a diet decaf with cookies. That's it.
Definitely.
That's it to keep myself. But for yourself, I would say rice and eggs, or rice with like a fish or a fillet fish or whatever or replace it with pork chop. Something
Definitely,
that has that meat intake, and it's so cheap, so fucking like $6 gives you like 8 fucking pork chops at Aldi's.
Okay.
Like going to fucking Aldi's changes your fucking life. I swear to God it does. Literally going there with like a $20 with $20 makes you feel like a baller, dude. Like you're rolling up to like any club, you can pick out any girl. That's what it feels like going to Aldi.
I think it's
the fucking best.
More important, like developing the habit of cooking.
Yeah.
And getting myself to do that. I've been way too fortunate to have a family that cooks, and they're way too willing to cook for me, which is it.
How's it? Yeah. Okay.
It puts me in a position of being too dependent, I guess.
No, that's fine. You use that as a tool. That is a resource for you. So then you don't have to cook that. For example, if your parents are going to cook you lunch, you just figure out breakfast. You know what I mean? If they're going to cook you breakfast, figure out lunch.
Yeah.
Just like that. That's it. Dude, that is like the best thing. My mom is gone. She's in Texas. You know what? She came over on fucking, what was it? She came over Saturday morning. I had to pick her up from the airport, and immediately, as soon as she got home, or she got like in my car from the airport, right? And I'm like, hey, wouldn't it be really great if like you made pozole like we used to? And you know what she said? Ha ha, Arturo, that's really funny. And I'm like, that's really great. Lo and behold, I already have all the ingredients in the backseat. She doesn't know, so I'm like, oh. Do you remember? And I was just like reminiscing, like, "Hey, mom, do you remember when like you made this pozole one time? And you made it with the secret sauce." And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "It'd be really great if you like just told me the recipe." And she's like, "Jalapeno peppers, whatever the fuck." And I'm like, "Oh, curious, like the ones I have back here." And then I showed her the fucking things, and she's like, "You son of a bitch!" She literally cussed me out in Spanish, and she's like, "I get from Texas to Minnesota, and you want me to fucking cook for you?" And I'm like, "Mom, it's not just me. Think about your baby, what's it called? Not nephew, Leo, baby Leo. You know, my sister's kid. Think about him. Think about my sister.
Your grandson.
Yeah, your grandson. He's never had your cooking before. He's never had pozole. Like, he's a newborn." And she's like, "Fine." So we get there, and she loves to cook anyway. She's just putting up a front, but it's the best thing.
That's amazing.
So since she got there, I got her to cook for me the best pozole in the world, and it went down in minutes, dude. Oh, I do have some for you. You've had some before, so when I make some again, I will give it to you. But I have some for you to take home.
Yes, you need to try that.
Yeah, I will make some for you later.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, no worries. But anyway. Yeah, being resourceful, dude. Literally, it's Cheez-Its, like a fucking box of Cheez-Its. For me, I just use it to kill the hunger. I'm just getting myself to kill the hunger, to lose just this chest fat. It's like what made me be so self-conscious about my body was my baby nephew was like, I was just holding him, and then he started like grabbing my boob as if it was like a play meat, and then he started to like put his mouth on it. I'm like, get the fuck up, like an octopus, man. When it's on there, it's on there, and I'm like, there's no way they're that big.
So you're like,
apparently.
It's also something you can take pride in.
Yeah, you can breastfeed as a male.
I wore a bra over this weekend, and it was interesting.
Okay, this needs to be told.
Maybe I should start from the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
We hung out on Friday for band practice.
Yep, which is fun.
It was a lot of fun. I drank a little bit and got pretty fucked, I'd say.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing time.
You guys went to Red Lobster, I think?
Yeah, we did. We went to Red Lobster afterwards. Right. Both Kevin and Aaron had 3 Tito's, and
the good shit.
The goal was to drink them before the server came back.
and so they downed them in a couple seconds.
Those are animals.
Each time it got set down and maybe sat there for a minute, and then they like just went for it. In a couple seconds, it was gone. Jesus. And you can just watch your eyes as the waitress would pass. She'd just be like,
"Fucking cute."
But after that, and I think I might be getting my days confused, but I think we went to go hang out at Kevin's house, and
that was that night, I believe.
That night, yeah.
I followed your whole thing, by the way. I track you. And this is how I know everything.
Nice. We went to Kevin's and hung out in his hot tub for a bit.
Yeah, with Graham, Becca, we had Aaron there, and then one of Bree's friends.
Yeah.
It's funny how I know this stuff. I just wasn't invited.
And then Nathaniel, there's this other kid that showed up with a ukulele.
Oh, Ben!
Nathaniel, and he was playing outside, and his dad, Kevin's dad, came out to yell at us.
Too loud?
It was like 2 a.m.
Of course, yeah. Okay.
And then his mom came out later. It was like 2:30 to yell at us again. Then we finally like went downstairs, and more ukulele was played, I think.
Jesus.
And we got yelled at like another couple times, or at least Kevin was.
Yeah.
Like off to the side. I think he was upstairs.
Yeah.
And so we got kicked out at 3 a.m. And then I think
I have a great story about that. But yeah,
I left to go to Monkey's, and a few people were going to come over, but that ended up not happening. So I stayed up till like 7 a.m. Hanging out.
At your place?
At my friend's house.
Oh, okay.
Monkey! And then I can't remember. Oh, then I think all of Saturday was just a chill day.
Awesome.
Didn't do anything. I really just needed a day off.
Isn't that the best?
It was amazing.
You know, I found out we're actually introverts in a way.
How so?
Where we like to socialize, but we also need more time recharging our batteries.
Oh, definitely.
Like equally or more time recharging our shit.
And it was amazing to have that day off. And then later that evening went to Bree's house, and a decent amount happened. We ended up, Bree's mom and sister were downstairs hanging out with us for a while, and that was funny. I thought Bree's sister was like under 21, and maybe was, but she was like drinking in front of her mom, and that was just an interesting dynamic.
Was she older than 21?
No, I think she was just 20.
Oh.
But whatever.
I mean, we let I don't let my young brothers and sisters drink at all. My parents do. And
Christmas is Christmas.
Christmas is Christmas. So, you know, we drink at like 12, so.
It was interesting.
I started drinking when I was like 10.
And now you're here.
Now I'm here. I'm live somehow. Oh, I had this great story about when I got kicked out of a party. Thank you for asking. So it was back with Jacob, my best friend from Chipotle's, and we invited his ex-manager, or our ex-manager there, just to go there, and we would smoke up. We were smoking up and like drinking like crazy. We were in the basement, kind of similar to your situation, and we pulled up, like what's it called, Omegle? It's a version of Omegle, and me and Paco, this one of Jacob's cousins, we were just looking at these two girls on the screen. We were saying profane things, and they were, I think, Russian or just they were speaking a different dialect. And me and Paco, and I think we were just talking to them, and we have like 7 other people in the basement too. It's just a sausage fest. It's the best. And we're like, show us your cans or whatever, like yelling, like full yelling, like show us your things. Like we're fucked up. And then Jacob, and like my ex-manager is down there like passing us a blunt, He's obviously older than all of us. I think I was like 19 at the time. Everyone else was like 17, 16-ish. Jacob was like 20, 21, I think. Anyway, Jacob's dad comes down. kicks down the door. He's like, "Hey, knock that off! Like, knock that shit off!" And then our ex-manager was just like, "Dude, I should not be here," like just shitting his pants, right? Because not only was he passing him a blunt, he took acid with Jacob. So he was just tripping balls the whole night. And then he looks at me, and I'm trying to hide the girl. Like, I had the computer, and I'm trying to hide the girls. I'm like, let's go. They're still talking to us in Russian, and I'm just like trying to hide them. And he's like, "Is this your idea of fun? You know, you're responsible. You have a job. I don't even know what you guys are doing, but I need this shit to knock off. Like, I need it to be done." And I'm like, "All right, you got it." And he's like, "I hate brown people." And then he just walks off. He was Mexican as well, so. Brown is in like Mexican as in me. I'm brown. I consider myself brown. So he says that, and then he walks away, and then Jacob's like, "It's cool, guys. He's one of us." Like, he's like, as he walks away, we follow him. He's smoking a joint on the stairs, but I should edit that name out. Our ex-manager is shitting bricks like, "I need to fucking leave. I need to get the fuck out of here." And so obviously we're downstairs in the basement, and then there's a window, and Bryce is like, fuck. I need to do it again. My ex-manager's like, "I just need to get the fuck out of here." So he gets out, and we don't find him for like another 2 days. Apparently he had his own fucking adventure that night, going with his ex and like coming back to see us, tell us the whole story. It's a whole nother fucking thing. But anyway, I was like, "Dude, fuck." Ex-manager, we gotta get the fuck out of here. So I go with him. I just go in my car and I just fucking drive off because I'm like, "Fuck this is too much." So the night pretty much just ends for me. I just go home and I just sleep. But then there's another story where I tell this one on stage about the threesome. I think I told you on the podcast. I won't tell it on this one. I'll save it for another juicier story. But that's another one where I got kicked out of my house, and I'll save it for that. I wanted it to be pretty PG. Anyway, we're getting to be around the last couple minutes here, so we got still like a couple 12 minutes or whatever. Let's do this one. Food hacks, man. I should have brought that up first, and then I should told you my food hacks. Do you know Japanese peanuts?
I can't say I do, no.
Mexican stores sell Japanese peanuts. That sounds so stupid. I can only find these Japanese peanuts at Mexican stores, Hispanic stores. They're called Japanese peanuts. Basically, they have enough protein to subside your hunger. So, if you ever feel like you're gaining weight,
Japanese peanuts.
Japanese peanuts, man, they're fucking tasty. I have them on the table over there. They're expired, but they still taste good. Do you find any food hacks in your life, my guy?
I've been trying to cut out snacks, but usually I go for nuts, like any kind of like walnuts, cashews.
Yeah, dude, Japanese peanuts are gonna change your fucking life.
That'd be cool. I'd like to try them.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise I try to keep like slightly healthier stuff. Like, even though maybe beef jerky isn't the best, but better than just like eating chocolates. And I've been straying away from Cheez-Its. Like, for the past 10 years, I
bought you those fucking bag Cheez-Its right there.
Those are mine?
They've been there for like a month now.
I'll take them.
I told you this last time.
Damn it.
That's alright. I started eating those. Don't worry about it. They're almost done. Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, no, anyways,
Cheez-Its though, you cut those out.
I try to fill myself out more on meals and just
full meals,
eating
not junk food.
Yeah, because I've definitely been a cheese addict, and so eating an insane amount of goldfish and Cheez-Its over the past of my life.
It doesn't help that every place you go to has Cheez-Its and or goldfish.
Yeah, and so I feel a lot better, especially after my surgery and stuff. I've lowered my salt intake, and I feel has helped my system. See,
when you went through your surgery, I also lowered my salt intake as well. It just made me realize how obese America is, and like, oh my god, I don't want to be like that.
There's an insane amount of salt and fats in day-to-day life.
Pretty much everything.
Everywhere.
Anything. That's what kills you is the salt. It's what's called not what's the sophisticated name for salt?
Sodium?
Sodium. Thank you. Yeah, I cut most of my shit out as well because I just couldn't. Like, fast food has a shit ton of it.
Yeah.
Immediately you kill you. But for me, it was my high blood pressure with not red meats, but harmful meats. So I just had to cut out some stuff. But cutting out junk food, man, that's a big deal.
Yeah, I do want to jump back to the rest of the story, though. That evening at Breeze.
Oh, yeah.
I ended up dropping a tab, and it was pretty great. I felt very primal. I was very energized.
I bet.
And so I went out to work out. Since I bought weights and left them in my car,
Yeah.
I went out a few times in the middle of a thunderstorm to go work out. And there was a gorgeous stream of lightning that like lasted 5 seconds while I was just staring up at the sky, just
Oh my
pumping
god!
on
I
it.
just imagine this is like a picture perfect moment as you're like naked and just
it
fucking
was.
lightning.
It really was.
That's fucking awesome.
And then we all were just playing Jenga for a while, having a great time. As the night wound down, a few of us were still up and kind of wanted to go on an adventure.
Yeah.
So we went outside, and while it was just still like sprinkling out, and we went to this park nearby, and it started thunderstorming more, and brilliant idea to go play at a metal playground while it's thunderstorming, right?
Yeah, I mean everyone does it.
Anyways, we go
Gazebos.
we hang out there, and we hang out. We're soaking wet, and
Yeah.
it was a great time. I ended up like running around this like field, getting my blood pumping.
You
and
remembered
stuff.
your whole experience then.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, wow.
And
Interesting.
we sat down after a while. We must have been there like an hour or two, but after like the first hour, we just sat down in the middle of the field. Like the field was basically a marsh. It was so wet and soaking that we were all sitting in like a half-inch of water.
Right.
But it was a great time, and we talked about what it meant to be like in the present moment, and like everybody had their own bit to say of peacefulness.
Really?
And it was a great intimate moment. And after that, it was we were starting to get cold. Like shock was starting to set in, so we walked back, and we were contemplating our entrance, but we ended up just going in the back door and just kind of beelining it straight to the bathroom to regroup.
Right.
And after standing there, and we decided it would be best if we got warm. And none of us had clothes except for Monkey, who just brilliantly had an extra pair of clothes.
Oh.
But we ended up, the four of us, taking a shower together, which was a great experience.
Wait, what? Backpedal.
It just kind of fucking happened. It was like
You were there too?
we were looking at the options. There was like one towel, no clothes, and then a shower. And we're like,
Warmth. We need warmth. So we all, the four of us, Kevin, Monkey, Aaron, and I, piled in this 3x4 shower.
Naked?
fully clothed.
Fully clothed.
Okay, that's
Fully,
fine.
like,
I thought you guys were like naked and shit.
That would have been interesting, though.
I thought that's where this was going.
It might have been more efficient, but honestly, showering fully clothed was a whole nother fucking.
Oh yeah,
It was fun.
like what you guys pretty much would be wearing now, kind of stuff,
Yeah.
right? That was the kind of clothing.
Kind of,
I
yeah.
was
What
wearing jeans.
I had skin tight Adidas, which didn't help me later. But while we were in the shower, we had a fun time. We were all like rotating every so often.
Was it a bathtub or one of those standing
It
showers?
was just a standing shower. It was a really nice shower. And there was fun moments where we were just angling it. We found like that one of the corners was like the spot.
Oh yeah.
And so at one point, somebody turned up the heat, and I was in the corner, and it got blazing hot. And so I just turned my back while the shower was like at an insane temperature for like a few seconds, just to like breathe, and because there was no way I could move out of the water while it was scolding. So I just kind of stood there and waited for the heat to subside.
Is this a time when you tried on the bra then, or was that?
This was in a little bit.
Oh, okay, we're getting there.
And then after another hour of just being in the shower, we finally got the water off, and we were we just all decided to sit down, and we sat there for a while just talking, and I ended up biting Aaron's nail off or something.
What the fuck? That did happen.
And we were just playing around with a squeegee, talking and random stuff, and then finally we were all like pretty decent dry, and slowly we had cracked the door because we wanted the heat. That shower had a glass door, so the heat retained really well.
Okay.
And so we pieced it open so that the cold air would slowly like average out in the bathroom.
Yeah.
We get out and laughing around, and I contemplate how loud we were getting because we were pretty rowdy in the shower.
Yeah.
But regardless, we get out, and I think I couldn't keep my shirt on anymore. It was like still soaking wet.
Yeah.
And we got outside, and we in just like the downstairs living room, I took off my shirt, and Monkey was took off her bra because it was like wet, or like, you know, it was too wet for her. And she was like, "Here, do you want this?" I'm like, "I guess." Put it on me. And then I ended up wearing a bra for like almost the rest of the night. And there's some interesting pictures that I have.
How come I haven't well, I guess I haven't seen you since the other day.
Yeah.
Like Fridays. Yes.
But I felt pretty good. Like, I kept really good posture that night. And so I felt jacked and slightly like tapped into my feminine side. I was feeling very muscular, and my body was pretty war torn from like scratches and other fun stuff.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Get attacked by a fucking jaguar.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
Or a monkey. Yeah, cool, yeah.
But anyways, we had more fun playing games, shared some really intimate, interesting stories that it was wonderful to experience and hear from each other.
Awesome.
And then finally, when it wound down, we went to bed at like 5 in the morning, or like went to lay down, and we all piled on this mattress, and I was on there first, so everybody basically like piled on me pretty much.
Yeah.
And we were really giggly and didn't go to sleep until like 7 in the morning.
Wow.
But it was really interesting because people were playing with my chest, and I'm really ticklish.
Yeah, I know.
And so with Kevin's whiskers and Monkey jabbing my ribs, and Aaron had hiccups too, so things were like keeping me really laughing like for 2 hours straight, pretty much. It was a great time.
It sounds like a pure moment, but like we were saying, dude, those have been like almost all-nighters the last 2 days.
And then I only got an hour of sleep because I had to like take Monkey back in the morning, and then I ended up not being able to sleep at her house, and I had to go to Menards, and I ended up dropping another half tab just for the fun of
at Menards.
Yeah.
We can't let Papa Gordon see this anymore.
And so it was like the best experience I've had playing. I've never dropped and gotten time by myself to just
feel like
be able
that's
to
the
play
only way
piano.
to make music, though, is to be like constantly on the edge.
And it was amazing. 3 hours straight of playing the music that I knew and comfortably well.
How do you know that you were playing it good? What if you were just like...
I got the most tips that I've gotten since I've started playing at Menards. So I knew I did at least decent.
Do you ever film yourself as you play piano?
I haven't yet.
You should do that the next time you go in. Do you know why?
To know how well I played.
Save big money.
Yeah.
Goes both ways.
And then later, after that, meeting with, picked up Monkey and Graham because everybody else was already at the state fair that day. So went to the state fair that evening. Crazy stuff. I can't remember all that happened, but ended up wandering around, got a cool little trinket, had some good food, and took the other half tab that I had.
Jeez, yeah.
Went to a haunted house. That was a lot of fun.
Dope.
Let's see what else happened.
By the way, we were... Oh, the zipper.
The zipper. There was this dude who was like, everybody left me. This one like really gay dude was like, everybody left me and I want to go in the zipper and I need somebody, and he was like, you.
Pointed to you.
Yeah.
He
Because-
said ginger. But the funny thing was, he was even more ginger than Evan.
That wasn't his natural hair. He's the stylist, and I think he dyed his hair.
Okay.
But it was
Either way.
spot
It
on.
was a really nice red.
What?
But anyways, I went
Okay.
on the zipper with him.
You-
That was such a fun ride. I ended up going twice with him.
You know, I've seen people having sex on that.
Monkey told me about that. The amount of dedication it would take while you're pinned in there, I just don't. I can't comprehend.
I can't comprehend it. It's a 20-second ride.
And it gets going.
I
How
just.
do you?
I can't even imagine.
It's a point where, like, you know how they're coming side by side like this? The one, you know, like, you have those balls like in an office where you go
yeah.
like that. This one was going like this, and we were going like, so we're going like this, right? And this was a night I was with my ex-girlfriend, and it's going, and you know, me and her were just making out, but we see this thing go like this, and we're like, oh fuck, we're gonna get smacked on the shit. But it goes like this, it goes woof. We pass by it, and as we pass by it, I see a grown man's ass on the windshield, like just bah, bah, bah. And I'm like, fucking hell. And I think as it's coming back, I'm like, shit. And it barely just passes us, and we're like, how the fuck? How the fuck?
That's insane.
It was one of the best rides of my life.
It was amazing.
Yeah, but I hate the safe fair. I don't like it.
It was.
We were talking
alright.
about. We were talking about though going back to Renfest. It's back
fun.
on. I think Renfest is way better than State Fair. Not only is it less crowded, but there's just more things that are, in my opinion, more focused in a way, and it's more like themed based. I fucking love Renfest. I already talked to the boys about doing it, but we should make a trip with the whole band, get some people,
That'd be sick.
make a fucking day out of it. I wanted to go with you a one time just to vlog it, but I think if we go with people, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should definitely do that. We also went on, or at least Monkey and I went into a mirror maze. That was a lot of fun.
I hate those things so much. You think it's clear. You think it's good. Fuck.
It
I
was
hate that
pretty easy.
so much.
I just like looked down at my feet, saw the reflections, and made my way through. But then I stopped a few times just to like
Get the experience.
be at peace and just like look through all the glass and stuff.
Wait, so the trick is to look at your feet?
No, that's just what I did, and I just like every square I was in, I was like, oh, I can just go over here. I found a few dead ends, but then I would just backtrack and wiggle through.
Wait, so you look at your feet as in the reflections to pass by, right?
I would just like look down and looking at the square where I could see like light reflect, and where there wasn't light reflecting, that meant I could go that way and not run into a wall.
You hear that? That's how you not make a fucking...
Calculations
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the fly.
I've
then,
learned something today.
I guess
You tell me
after
something.
that. Oh, and then after the zipper, everybody left me because I ended up like taking quite a while. But Monkey stayed around, so we ended up just wandering for quite a while. And I think other people left the state fair, but Graham and Aaron were still there.
Nice.
And so we went to go see if the art place was still open because there was this place that she mentioned had like somebody she knew is like this famous artist and has stuff up, but it was closed. So we went up to the Ferris wheel and we were waiting for Graham and Aaron, but they got tater tots and it took quite a while.
Yeah.
So I was standing there like 20 minutes, like just contemplating where can I leave tickets that aren't gonna get grabbed by people so that they can pick them up, because we really wanted to get on like at 11
Right.
or before then so that we could be on the Ferris wheel when the fireworks went off.
Right.
And
So you waited in line dedicated that time.
pretty much. And so we went. It was timed pretty fucking perfectly.
Yeah.
We went in line. I left the tickets, left a video for Graham to find them, and then as soon as we were in line, they showed up and they got in line. They were behind this other family that took forever to weave through the lines.
Right.
But regardless, we got up. Fireworks went off. It was really beautiful.
They started like right as we were getting in the.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a great time. We were skipping on the way back. Back home. Let's see. And then I ended up crashing. I took everybody home, and that was pretty much it. I think I only got a couple hours of sleep. That entire weekend, I think I only got like 7 hours of sleep.
Yep. Same for me. That night, was Saturday. We were with my mom. We were just drinking, and I just couldn't go home. We were making pozole, and I was just like drinking a lot of stuff. So I stayed at my sister's house, and that house doesn't ventilate very well. So it was just like dog hair, just a bunch of stuff like in the air, and it just Chloe, my little dog, was just that my sister takes care of, just came up to me and throughout the night and just would not leave me alone, like wanted to be with me. So she would snuggle with me that night, but there was a thunderstorm that happened, and she fucking hates thunderstorms. She just sees the lightning, she just fucking freaks out, right? So that whole night, Leo's crying every other hour. Chloe's just like panicking. She would like dry heat and go up to my face and like shed, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't even breathe. And then I couldn't even breathe because of everything that was going on. My allergies were going out of whack. I only got like 1 hour of sleep.
That sucks.
Yeah, so it's like that whole thing. I was suffering through it. But then the next night, I came back home at like 8, and I slept for like 12 hours, and it was the best. Recharge my batteries. But you need that, like that, you know, like after so much of time of like going out and just wasting yourself, you need like a solid 10 plus hours or whatever.
At least. That Monday, I tried going to my parents' house and playing piano. I only got realistically about an hour. I wrote down 3 because I did get like some set list work done.
Yeah.
But I mentally checked out so many times, and I took a 3-hour nap, and I was not functioning that Monday.
Yep.
And ended up, I think, going to Monkeys again, but not much sleep because we ended up talking a little bit. But
yeah,
crazy stuff. I definitely need more sleep than I'm getting. But
yeah, you definitely do. It recharges your mental state more than anything. Like, I just do melatonin, and even though like I wake up sometimes at 5 a.m, I do another melatonin, and I just feel refreshed that I at least got in a deep sleep to get myself out of it.
Good stuff.
So I would recommend that. Even if you're not sleeping for that long, as long as you were able to get into the REM sleep, that's what matters. So I would try some melatonin.
Definitely. But yeah, I think that's all my weekend was.
Yeah.
It was pretty intense.
Yeah, our timer did go off, so I'll just show you 2. Do you want to see 1 video or 2? How much?
Let's see them too.
All right, perfect. I'll show you. I think this one's pretty funny.
No.
Spider-Man!
Why?
Spider-Man!
Why?
Why what?
You're starting to concern me.
Fucking why? Because I look like Spider-Man?
Mom, you don't look like Spider-Man. You look like Spider-Man was eaten and left the top part of his head.
Cool, baby. Let's go get fucking coffee.
What do you got to say about yourself?
I'm sick. Fucking sick. I got all kinds of fucking issues.
Oh my.
All right, let's go with our finale. First of all, I want to thank you for coming, my guy. Aaron's in the studio today. Yeah, you don't get to see him. I'll put up a picture of him. Look at him, looking so spry. Boom, there he goes. And first of all, we're going to try to, I think, get a guest in for next week. I think I have an idea for who we got as a plan B if we can't get this big name dude out here by next week. But we're going to try to get a guest in. Make sure to also use that tip link that we have down below on our in the description. If you guys want to send us questions, you just want to like give us a tip for anything, obviously it goes everything goes towards the channel. If you have a video you want to send it with us as well, you can just send it in through the tip link as well, or at least I believe so. If not, just send it to us through our Gmail. Any closing thoughts for you, my guy?
Not too much. Just have yourselves a wonderful day, and thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, it's been a great episode. So let's end off with this one.
You know, I got a full team. Yeah! Yeah!
Liquid Slam!
Liquid Slam!
Jesus Christ!
Tough day, kids? Well, I've got just the thing. How about some big game pizza pig sticks?
Awesome!
Touchdown, Mrs. D.
Sap your hunger with Big Game Pizza Pigskins. Pizza that tastes better on a football.
Always use your flamethrower with adult supervision.
All right, bye.